I'll ask one. Hey, Courtney, just
Thanks for showing your. Oh, there we go. And now we're starting to see faces. So, like, thanks for showing your face, Ethan. Okay.
no, we're back. And so are y'all. Just what would you assess about the team, entering this first week of games?
Well, I just think they're excited to get started. There always comes a point where you're just tired of um, facing each other and you want to face someone else. And they're just really excited. They're in a really good spot and just ready to kind of put all their hard work out on the field. So we're excited to get going.
Uh, would you break down just a little bit of the field that you're facing? I know it's always, a little bit difficult before the season starts to give a great scouting report on every team, but just what do you know about those that you're facing?
Gosh, yeah, it's always when you go into your non-conference weekends and you have multiple opponents, it's kind of briefly over doing a brief overview and then making sure, we're just ready for anything. So, with Thursday night, Texas State is they're really strong. They're really strong. They've been really strong. They've graduated a lot of their innings. They've graduated some of their speed. So you just never know. But what they've always done is do a really great job recruiting and they get that top, really great talent out of Texas. So um, we're ready for a battle. They always have their team ready. They coach them up really well, and they're used to winning. And so it's going to be a really good opening night matchup. And we'll get to the rest of the field after we get out of Thursday. So um, that's, the big thing is just focusing on them right now, doing a brief overview of the rest, and then just more than anything, just making sure we're ready, we're in a good spot, and really focusing on what we do well.
And then what type of off season slash preseason, I know we're going to talk to her in a little bit, has Reagan Johnson had?
Oh, she's been incredible. She had a really huge fall. It was a fall for all of them of just working and grinding and figuring out how to be stronger and better and just fine tune those tools. And it's no different for Ray. She's really fine tuned all her offensive tools and she's just in a really good spot. She also won our OK Sui. She's a tremendous competitor, just an incredible athlete. And she's just a difference maker on both sides. And so that's what we're looking her to continue to do this year.
Last thing I got is where y'all are playing. It seems like because of the composition of your team, you might have a strong little, at least family-based support sport group there. Just how exciting do you think that the how excited do you think the team is for a lot of them that it's pretty close to home?
I think they're excited about that. Anytime you get to play close to family or close to home, I think there's another level of excitement. But I think the excitement of just playing is at the forefront right now. Our athletic trainer Andrew, he went to school there, and so it's been pretty cool to just kind of get ready for that area through his eyes and just excited to get back there. I think he's even speaking to his program that he's a graduate of when we're there. So there's a lot of excitement. And we're just really looking forward to getting down there and getting going.
Thank you.
Hmm. They're done with me.
Am I next?
Sure.
Um, Starting on the road, is that something you like to do? Like, are there benefits to starting on the road versus starting at home? Maybe that come into play later in the year. Or is it just kind of depends on how the schedule works out in a given year.
Well, we've always done it. So it's something that we're used to doing. It's something where um, you get tested right away of being on the road, um, and so it's although today it's going to be 70 in the 70s, so maybe we could have started at home, but you just never know with the weather around here. So typically we've traveled the first two just to give us a little bit better weather on that weekend 3 and This year we're going on the road weekend 3 also. So it's just getting down where there's a little bit more consistent sunshine. And yeah, I think this program's always done well on the road. We start on the road right out the gates of just really coming together and focusing on competition and the games. And so this year's no different.
And then the only other one I've got for you, Courtney Day obviously got there semester. You've only had a few weeks with her. Just tell me what she's looking like, how she's progressing, what you're most impressed with from her now, 3 days from returning to the field after a year away.
Gosh, there's a long list of things that impresses me about Courtney Day. Um, she gets better every day. She's someone that's just grinding, and she has such a sense of maturity in her approach to everything, that is really kind of infectious. And so it's just little things, little tidbits that our team's gotten from her, but just her approach to working every day, giving herself a little bit of grace and kind of getting back into it, knowing that she's had a stretch of being out. She's just kind of letting the game come back to her, not forcing it, but doing everything that she can to be ready to go. And she is looking better in every facet every day. So I'm just really proud of her, and she just continues to impress me.
Any health issues at this juncture of the season? Are we feeling pretty good about the overall health?
We're feeling really good. Feeling really good. Everybody's coming off their things that they were out for. I mean, Robin had her tonsils removed. So she was out for 2 weeks. So she just the 2 week mark was last Wednesday. She's handled that really well. Talia's coming back and really strong. And so I think right now we're just fingers crossed that all this uh, you know, sickness that's floating around doesn't hit us too hard and we stay healthy that way. But physically we're really good and ready to go.
I didn't know about the tonsils, but I did want to ask you about Italia. What was the fall like for her as far as her build back? I know it wasn't quite as involved as some of the others.
Yeah, I think the fall was slower for her than what she wanted. But it was constantly just working rehab wise, PT wise to just be at her best now. And so someone like Italia, she is very tough. She wants to push herself. And so it was mostly just thinking really big picture and making sure that she's at her strongest and most comfortable right now and continuing that each day as we go through season. So she's in a really great spot right now.
So do you feel like you still have some position battles or some players that you may kind of platoon or use multiple people for one position, or are you starting to settle in? You know, I had to ask.
I know, I knew someone was. I knew it would, I actually thought maybe Ethan or Justin would, but I knew it was going to get asked at some point. We do still have position battles. And I think that we're gonna have to see all of those play out. We're gonna see a lot of different lineups, a lot of different combinations, because we have a lot of versatility and a lot of really strong options. And so I think we have the ability to kind of mix and match. We have the ability to keep athletes strong throughout. And so it's just we're still figuring out how we're going to best utilize all our tools. But we have a lot of great options, and we'll see.
And finally, make sure to ask Andrew if he's going to jump into any river when he's back, and he'll know what I mean.
We won't allow that.
You were talking about position players, but obviously you get a lot of options on the mound as well. How are you going to go about with these early games, getting everybody, I guess, some action without, I guess, we're overusing them.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is going into the first weekend with the big picture in mind and needing to see all of them and all the roles. I think that's what we're going to do moving throughout the length and of our season, how long it is, how intense it is. We're going to need to pair them. We're going to need to use them off of each other and their strengths and their tools. And they're going to need to be comfortable starting and coming in the middle and finishing. And so we'll start that, this weekend of we're going to see them all probably in starting roles. We're going to see them all in closing roles. And we'll just put them all to work. We're excited.
And your freshmen, obviously on the mound and in the field, playing in the first college games might be, daunting for some, but they've played such high level softball. Just talk about how you think they'll just, take to this weekend.
Well, I think they'll settle in really quickly and seamlessly. I think there's always a level of excitement and a little bit of nerves putting on that uniform for the first real time. I know they did in the fall. It's just a very different feel when you get to spring and it's February and you're taking the field for the first time and you're in the uniform for the first time. There's going to be a level of nerves and excitement, but they'll settle in very quickly. They're competitors and they're ready to go to battle.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll hop back in real quick. You mentioned that Reagan was first in the OK Suey challenge. I was looking and I saw the videos. It looks. Can you just explain like what that is and how somebody gets first in that? Like what the competition is?
Yeah, it's a challenge for our team. This year we finished, or this team we finished our fall with it. It's a physical challenge. It's a mental challenge. It's to push them. It's to get them to push and compete when things are tough and push through that. It's a pretty cool night. Just kind of pairing them with big people in our program that have had a huge hand in our program and are part of our village. And she finished first this year. So it's a grind, it's a competition. It's a few different stops, whether it's the pool and the weight room and the football indoor, and it's kind of around our facilities. And so yeah, she finished first. And she had a great night. They all did. They all did.
More questions?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Reagan Johnson will be up here shortly.